Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode. This is a series, Art of Religion into a Personal Walk with God. So today we'll be looking at the seasons of life. I take it again, the seasons of life. So our Bible reading will be taken from the book of Ecclesiastes, difficult to pronounce, chapter 3. So I'm going to read from verse 1 to 4. So I already have it written out here in this paper. So I read. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to laugh. Right, okay. Now, this scripture we read now is listing out some different seasons or different events in a believer's life. There will be different issues, different seasons, different situations. So since there will be different seasons in our life, it is important for a believer to understand which of these seasons are you in your life. Is it my time to grow in the Lord? Is it my time to laugh? Is it my time to wait? So these different seasons, it's important for a believer, a Christian, to understand what season is this in my life. If you do understand it, you will know what to do in that situation. So sometimes these seasons are not very pronounced. Sometimes might not be so clear. So, this is your growth time. Oh, this is your time to wait. Oh, this is time for your wilderness experience. Sometimes it's not just pronounced like that. So, but sometimes some of the seasons are also easy to understand. I'm going to give us an example. I say example. When a woman is pregnant, of course, it's 9 months. So that one is obvious. She already knows her delivery date, and she already knows that at the end of 9 months, that season of pregnancy is over. She starts taking care of the baby. So that season is predictable, and you understand what it is. But all season in a believer's life may not be that predictable. But the importance, whatever it is, but the importance of this teaching today is for us to appreciate every season in our life. Let there not be season of confusion. Whatever season you are, let us appreciate and enjoy that season. No matter how difficult pregnancy is, there must be something. There must be some part of it that will make the woman comfortable. At least everybody is pampering her and giving her way to pass. That could be an advantage. When you're coming, everybody will disappear for you to pass. You'll be pampered. You'll be taken care of. So let's enjoy each season of our life. Let's not feel this is the worst season of my life. Some season may bring laughter and joy and love, and some may bring sorrow and waiting. But it's important for us to develop the right attitude for each season, to understand. And if you develop the right attitude for that season, you will allow God to work out what He wants to use that season to achieve in your life. But if you're fidgeting, complaining, this pregnancy, this one, you can't. Those complaints cannot help the matter. It will still be up to 9 months. So why not just relax as much as we can? Each season of your life, allow God to achieve what He intends to. God made things beautiful in His time. Each season has its own beauty and purpose. So it is up to us, it is up to us to cooperate with God and do not be such in a hurry to rush or leave a season when it is not yet time for it. For example, when we are growing up, no, every child doesn't want to be 5, 4, 6. Everybody wants to be the children that are 5 or 4 or 7. They want to be teenager. They can't wait to be 16. They can't wait to be 18 so that they can drive, and some advantages that come with when you're up to 18 years. Now, when you're 18, you still feel I'm not yet a full adult. I want to be 21. You want the next stage. So that's how it is in our life. Sometimes we are always too eager to rush to the next stage. I want to give an example, but time would not allow us. If I start giving an example, I wanted to give an example of, let's say, a young girl, a little girl that is like 11 or 12 or 13. If she rush and have a teenage pregnancy, she have missed all the freedom she should have enjoyed from age, let's say, age 12 when she was pregnant to like 20s when she should have been okay to be involved in such activities. Now, at that age 12, let's say she got involved in pregnancy, they'll start treating her like an adult because she's already carrying another child. So she will miss out to be pampered by her own parents. She's supposed to be in her parents' home, being nurtured, being taken care of. But now she's already taking care of another child. So let's not rush to the next season without enjoying the benefits of one season. In our walk with God, we may have seasons of growth, pruning and wilderness experience. So we might not be able to go into details, but let's see what we can do. So let's take the growing seasons. I'm saying it as in a believer's life. When you give your life to Christ, you might have some season of growth. You might have season of, you might have the season of pruning. You might also have the wilderness experience. So we're going to start with the growth section of it. The growth section of your season happens most time when you're new in the Lord. It's a learning experience. It's a learning period. You're reading the Bible to discover, I'm now born again. What the Bible say? What are my rights? What are my privileges? What do I gain by serving God now? Now, those are the seasons of discovery. The learning experience, that's the growth period in the life of a Christian. God knows the growing pain the believer will face at this time, and God is willing to support you. That's why it's as if a new believer if you're an older Christian, you're watching a new believer, you're like, why is God allowing her, letting her get away with this kind of things? Because you see the mistake she's making, but God is letting her go free. God is not punishing her. God is even helping her. The reason is because that new believer, or that person, is in her or his growth stage, is new in the Lord. God is allowing her, giving him or her some allowances for those mistakes. But you that you're 10 or 20 or 30 years in the Lord, you should know better. Something he will do and God let it go by. God will hold you responsible for that same action, because you should know better. A believer who is used to doing things his way, taking his decision and making his mistake, now that you're not in the Lord, the person will now learn to walk with God. Let me say what I said again. I said that at that growing stage, somebody that have come to know the Lord, before, when you were not in the Lord, you wake up, you do what you want to do. You take your decisions, whatever you want to do, you do. You want to buy this, you buy it. You want to take some action, you take it. But now you're in the Lord, we have to wait on the Lord. When you now want to take decisions, you ask God, should I go to this place? Should I do this? So it's challenging for that new believer. That growth stage is challenging for the person. So he might not be used to such things. He's already used to standing up and discuss with who you want to discuss, make friendship with whoever you want to. But now, God asks us to separate ourselves from unbelievers. Some things, the Bible says, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. So that new believer might not be able to keep all the friends she used to keep before. There is some changes. There are some challenging situations. But because God knows that this person is new, He will also be able to help him or her to go to that growth period. We are going to read the book of Psalm 35, verse 23-24, and I read, "The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in Him." Now, this person have decided to serve God. This scripture is saying that God will make firm, that is, make his steps steady. God will affirm it. God will make it solid. God will help the person. Though he may stumble, he will not, for God is not going to allow that new believer to stumble at each stage. God will help him or her. But the Lord opposes him with his hand. It's like a child that is learning how to walk. That's how a new believer is. The child doesn't know how to navigate his way around. His leg is not so firm on the ground. So the mother will always guide and see what the child is doing. That's how a new believer is. That's growth stage. So God is watching our step at that stage, at that time, to know what we are doing. No, this will not work. This will work. That's how the growth stage is. So is that the stage you are in your life? If that is the stage in your life, you need to hear more from God. Don't take decisions without asking God. Depend on Him, because you don't know your way. Just see yourself as a small child learning to walk when you are new in the Lord. Don't take giant steps. Don't do giant things. You know, lots of people say, I want to do things for God. No, it's not yet time to do a lot of things for God. But you yourself, you need something to be done to you. You yourself, God needs to do something to you. So if you are at the growing stage of your life, when you don't know the scripture so much, you've not learned so much about God, don't be in a hurry to go and teach others. Let God teach you. Let God talk to you. Let God change you. Let God mold you. Let God show you how to navigate in life. That's why He said, the Lord makes firm. Your leg needs to be firm. Your steps need to be firm first. The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in Him. You have shown your interest in the Lord. God will, first of all, make sure that you are firm with Him before He will send you out. So when you are in the Lord, don't be in a hurry. I'm holding Bible crusade. I'm doing this. Wait first. Make sure you are in the right standing with God and get approval before you embark on those huge projects. Now, at this growing stage, the Lord guides the believer into the right steps to take. When he or she make mistakes, the Lord is there to assist the believer. Now, that is one season of our life. At time, the next season I'm going to discuss now is the pruning stage. As a believer, you might also go through the pruning stage of your life. This season, the Lord may be allowing the believer to go through stages of testing. You're a mature believer, you're no longer new in the Lord, but God is that you notice that things are, it's as if you're being tested of every area. Excuse me. Stages of testing and challenges up and down. That could be your pruning stage. That could be the pruning season. You know what pruning is? Pruning is like, imagine a plant or a tree. When you cut it off, you're allowing it to align properly. The branches are going here, branches are going here. The pruning is like God is cutting off some branches that are not necessary, so that you have a direct communication with Him, so that the tree will grow properly. That's what the pruning. That's the example of a physical example of what pruning is. So the same way, when you are receiving all those testing up and down, don't be weary, don't be weak. Those testings, God is allowing the believer to go through those testings because He needs to know how far you can go with Him. God is allowing those testings to know how faithful. Remember, you're no longer a new believer. You have passed your growth stage. You're now pruning. So God allowed those challenges to see how firm you are, to see how you can uphold your faith, to see whether you will turn back if the going gets tough. That's why God is allowing those things. It's uncomfortable. God knows, but better for Him to know how you can fare than to assume that you will serve Him all the way and you will disappoint Him in the end. So God allowed those challenges to know whether would this challenge take you out from Him. You say, oh, I don't want to be a Christian. If it's this hard, if Christianity is this hard, I don't want again. That's what those pruning stage is. That's why you're having those challenges. That's why you're having those testing. But you have to prove yourself that you can stand, you can walk with God by when you continue in the faith. You didn't give up. You didn't throw in the towel. You didn't say, no, I'm tired of this. You're just telling God that I can do it. I can go all the way with you. I can go all the way with you, my God. God may be allowing you to go through all this testing in order to strip you of your attitudes and behaviors. There are some behaviors that you have been growing with. God is saying at this maturity stage, I don't think you should continue with this. God could be pruning you, testing you, allowing those things to happen. There's a situation that will happen in your life. You feel, why? God knows. A dearly loved woman of God, beloved woman of God said, Joyce Myers is her name. She said that the person she was today is quite different from the person she used to be years ago when the ministry just started. God knew the mighty work God is going to accomplish through her hand and her ministry, and allow her to pass through those series of tests and challenges. Some of those tests could be to get rid of her wrong attitudes, which she's always talking about every time. She doesn't get ashamed of saying them. She says she used to be have a lot of wrong attitudes. But God keep being on her, pruning her, changing her until today. She's happy who she has become. She didn't stop. She didn't get annoyed with God. She didn't say, God, why me? So God is using some of those tests to test your faith, to know how faithful we can be. We are going to how faithful you can be when situation gets tough. God want to know whether you change your mind when things are tough. But it's better we stay and endure to the last. Jesus Christ didn't turn back. At a time when He was with His disciples praying, He saw them. He saw the people that are going to kill Him. He told His Bible, rise up, let's go. He went to go and meet people that are coming to kill Him. The right thing would have been for Him to run away. But He woke up His disciples, they were asleep. He said, wait, let's go, the time is now. He faced them. He didn't say, where should I run away from? No. So those are the challenges, the test. Don't run away from them. Calm, keep calm. God knows what He's doing. If those challenges are not there, how is He able to know that when He anoints you? The anointing of God doesn't come all of a sudden at once. It might be at a different stage of your life, He anoints you more. You might have this gift, He'll give you more. So by the time God gives you so much anointing and so much gift, and He didn't train you, He didn't prune you, He didn't allow you to go through tests, you can cause more, have more good than bad with all those anointings and giftings He have allowed on you. So God wants to be sure of what you will be, how you can remain, whether you can remain steady in Him before He make more progress with you. So we're going to read 1 Peter 1-7. He's saying, these are come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perished even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed. You know, most time we hear about how is gold made. Gold goes through fire. Before it starts shining and looking so glittering and all that, it goes through fire. It's the same thing. When you are going through those tests, those challenges, this one happened, all the issues in life, God didn't disappoint you. God didn't take his eyes on you. He's watching. Let me see what my daughter will say. That's why it's important. At that time, it's not the time to use your mouth anyhow. It's not the time to say, is this what Christianity is all about? Well, no, it's not time to talk. Don't offend God. Close your mouth prayerfully. It's painful, but those tests, remember that God is watching you. God didn't disappear because of you having challenges. He's watching. He's seeing what you will do. He's looking at your reactions. The way you react in those trying times will give God confidence that you will be with him all the way. Now, all situations in our life are allowed by God. Remember, I did not say originate by God, because the enemy can originate some kind of things. If you're sick today, God didn't originate it. Satan originated that one. Some situation, Satan originated them, but God can allow it. Could be part of testing you to see what you will do. Okay, now you're sick, what will happen? No, your child is sick, what will you do? God did not originate. God may not originate certain situations, but he might allow it just as a form of testing you to see what you will do. So we are not. But the point is, if we have listened to God very well, this small voice, we may also not have entered those situations. What am I trying to say? I said some situations in our life, God didn't originate them. Satan did. But I'm saying that if we had listened to the voice of God very well, we may have escaped from those challenges. But most time, if we didn't listen very well, we'll fall into the trap of the enemy. If you fall into that trap of the enemy, it's still not the end of your life. God is available. God is there to help you. So, the last experience we're going to talk about is the wilderness experience, but we're not going to go into it deeply. This wilderness experience. That is the season when as if the hell is let loose. That's the kind of situation that we saw Job into. Everybody is coming to give him news, bad news. Your children were having dinner in their brother's place. This one happened. All his goods, everything that happened, he lost them. So those are the wilderness experience. Those are the one. So most times when we are going through challenges, we think we are in a wilderness experience. We are not. So the bottom line of this teaching is that we should understand what is happening to us as a Christian at every point of our life. Each season have its own advantage. Even the wilderness experience that looks so bad when Jonah was going through it, but God have you allowed this situation, use it to change it. The Bible recorded that Job was given twice as much as what he lost. You have twice. Why, when you go through the prunings, that prunings will shape you. God can use the opportunity to remove bad attitudes from you, remove wrong friends from you. Some people might originate quarrel with you. God might use the opportunity of that pruning to cut off the wrong relationship he doesn't want you to have, and some other thing doesn't want you to be involved in. Each thing God does in your life is for your advantage. No matter how tough it is, no matter how difficult it is, it's for your advantage. You know that you will come out a better person. So, what am I saying? It is important for us to understand the seasons in our life. Whatever season we are going through, God needs us to look up to him. God expects us to call upon him. There's no situation. Those things we are calling challenges, one word from God can stop that situation. But if you don't call upon him, if you are there and grieving and trying tantrums of calling upon God, it might extend more than God intended it to be. So we should trust God at all times. Depend on him. Because those things will work out a far more better glory than we expect. Everything working together for good to them that love God and to those who are called according to his purpose. God loves us so much. And he doesn't want to give us things that will harm us. So he wants to wait for us to get matured. He allowed those challenges to let us get matured and trust him fully and depend on him fully before we now see how great our God is. So, the short teaching, like I said earlier, so we're going to stop here for today. Thank you for listening.